You must destroy discipline in order to love doing hard things. Your entire life, you have been told that, if you want money, you want that girl, you want muscles, you gotta be disciplined. You gotta do what you don't want to do. That's what you gotta do, man. By the end of this video, lecture, presentation, whatever you want to call this, you'll understand that is complete BS and some of the worst advice given in human history. If you don't believe me, get on a notepad, get ready to take some notes, and like the video when you're impressed. And I guarantee you'll be impressed within approximately the next 3 minutes, if I'm being generous. So, first here we have an illustration. Okay, this is the disciplined way right here. This is what everyone tells you to do, right? And this is the right way, which is what I'm going to tell you to do. So, I want you to see this as the goal. So, this goal can be literally anything. Making money, getting a girl, or even playing a video game. This is an end result. That's all you have to know. And moving this boulder towards the goal is like you taking action towards it. So this is you going to the gym, actually going to the gym, is you actually playing the video game. You're going to see why I'm using those two examples. One seemingly, a waste of time. Another one seemingly being something you actually want to do. One of them is really difficult because you have to push this ball up a hill. And assuming this ball has any weight, it's going to be difficult. Force working against gravity. And then this other one, the slope is downwards. So you just have to push it a little bit and then boom, it just rolls down to the goal. This is the difference between doing things you want to do and don't want to do. You don't want to work out, so it's really hard. It's like pushing a ball uphill. You want to play video games? It's easy. You don't even do you have to put in the effort to play video games? You just get your controller, turn on the console, whatever you do, and just game away. It's easy. The key difference between them is the wants. You don't want to play. You don't want to work out. You want to play video games. Now, I'm about to teach you multi-layered thinking. This is how you start breaking down your beliefs and really be smart in general. Because smart people think in layers. Dumb people think as in one thing. For example, if someone says, I don't want to work out, that assumes that they don't really like working out. Because, let's say someone says, I want to play video games, that assumes they like to play video games. 99.9% of the time, those things are going to be the case for both of those examples. So, there's an assumption that goes into the want that makes it difficult. What if you could say, you know what, I don't like playing video games. So playing video games is like this. It's like, oh, it's difficult. Or, going on the hub and jerking off the that's difficult. Or, what if it was like, I like working out. I like making money. So it's like this, like making money, boom. Working out, boom. It's as easy as it was to play video games before. You may think that's a crazy transformation because you've been brainwashed to think like that. What you have to do is change your assumptions. Because remember, the want comes from assumption, different layers. Want, assumption. We're going to focus on the assumption, where assumptions come from. So when you think like assumptions as like rays of the sun. Now, I'm sure you understand this, but just a quick recap for those who don't. The sun is a big star. And from the sun, rays come, and these rays come down to us. So I want you to think about the middle of the sun, the actual sun itself, as the identity. This is the ID, the identity, who you are. And these rays come from that identity. These are external things. So for example, are you broke? Do girls like you? Are you weak? Are you a... These things only exist because of identity. So a lot of you guys, and I know this was me, for example, you look up a looks maxing video because you don't want to be seen as an ugly dude, all right? Instead of focusing on identity and working from there, because remember, the identity is the source of everything. And then the external rays come from identity. You just focus on the rays. So like, okay, well, I want to look good, so I'm going to try and work on my eyebrows. I'm going to haircut, all this different stuff. That's completely useless because you aren't focusing on the real core. It's like being a fat dude and shoving a bunch of pills down your throat. Like, yeah, you might lose a little bit of weight, you might eat a little bit less, you gluttonous fat bastard. But is that really what you want to do, to shove pills down your throat when you can fix your diet? Working your identity is like fixing your diet. And I want you to understand, this is the cycle we're working with here, okay? This is, I'm sure you've played Minecraft. And by the way, with your identity, if you start thinking you're a winner, you start thinking that you can actually start achieving things in life, externally, you can start making money. Yeah, the girls are gonna like you, and you get muscles. Those things will start coming to you. You start believing in yourself. In any case, I'll explain more about that later. I have to set the groundwork here. I'm building the foundation for the house, and I'm gonna build a big house. You're like, whoa. I'm sure you played Minecraft before. First thing is, most people think this is like discipline thinking. Things are hard because you don't want to do it. Then you gotta like do it anyways. That's like coal ore. Like coal's not garbage. Like discipline has its time and place. I'm not saying discipline's clearly useless. But for what you're trying to do, make money, muscles, these type of things, you don't need discipline, bro. Discipline is a complete hindrance, like coal ore. Like maybe you'll get somewhere, but can't do much with it. And then I'm doing this so you guys can really understand want. Breaking down want, thinking in layers. Want is based on assumptions. That's like iron ore. When you get to that point, it's like, okay, you know, you're doing something. It's decent, not the best, because the best is when you look at assumptions, go, okay, these assumptions that make up my want. For example, I want to play video games because I like to play video games. That's the assumption. I like to play video games, so I want to play video games. The assumption, the actual like, that comes from identity. So if you like playing video games, because your identity has something in it which resonates with video games. If you don't like working out, then something in your identity doesn't resonate with working out. That's what you have to fix, the identity part. It's going after the actual root. I want you to think about your identity like sliders in 2K. I'm sure you played 2K before. And you change the sliders so you can make shooting really easy. Like you can turn up the ball handling, the defense, all these different things. You can also turn them down. I want you to think about every little thing like sliders. So you could turn up your working out attributes. So you actually think, oh, I like to work out, and then you want to work out. You don't have to work against it. You don't have to be disciplined to do it. You just do it. Tease it. And then you can turn the sliders down like video games or watching The Hub and jerking off to Ava Adams. You turn those down so you don't even think about it. You don't even want to do that. This is how you do it. Okay, this is the root. It's the easy way of getting things done. So to actually do this, now I'm building the house. This is how you actually get the job done. You have to first assess where you are and where you want to go, because we are truly intuitive beings. If we want to go somewhere, it's easy to go there. But the key is you have to understand where you are and where you actually want to go. It's like using a GPS. If your GPS doesn't know where you are or where you want to go, what the hell is it going to do? It's going to drive in circles all over the place. That's how most people live their lives. It was like a feather in the wind. Don't be a feather in the wind. So first, you have to answer the questions of right now, who are you? What are you? Why are you here? What is your purpose? 99.9% of people are like, I don't know. This is the most existential question you could ask. Because this is about you. You're the only one that can say I. For example, if I say something like, I like cheeseburgers, I can't direct the I at you because I always refers to myself, and your I will always refer to yourself as well. So it's who you are. I mean, this is the real fabric of your being. I am. That's one of God's names, because I will is one of God's names, because I will doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is I am. Who are you right now? Who are you? It's something you got to think about. You know, get off of TikTok for a second. Stop looking at Skibbity Toilet and just think about something important. Once you assess where you are, and you can literally just be honest with yourself and go like, okay, well, I'm in a crap shoot right now. I jerk off all day, play a bunch of video games. I don't do anything important in my life. I'm broke. Girls think I'm disgusting, etc. Be honest with yourself. Okay, that's where you are. And then this right here is where you want to be. So simply just use your imagination. God gave you an imagination for a reason, bro. You think God gave you imagination just to be a loser? Just think, well, you know, I'm just sitting here and, you know, my life sucks. You have an imagination so you can move places, so you can do stuff, so you can visualize. Give yourself a quote, magic wand, okay? And poof, you know what? You can do literally whatever you want. What do you have? What do you do every day? No limits. No limits. I don't want to hear like, well, I would have a million, but making millions is really hard. No, screw that. You're making a million. What are you doing every day? That's where you want to be. And it's something you have to keep thinking about because you have to keep directing course. Okay? This is a lifelong journey, but you can get exponential results very quickly. Now, once you understand that, this is how you actually move to the end destination. All right? You have to brainwash yourself because you have already been brainwashed. You have to counter the brainwashing because this is how your mind works, okay? In a very simple way. There's more to it, but this is the most reductionistic, simple example that will get the point across. So this is your conscious mind, okay? And this is your subconscious mind. You have approximately 70,000 thoughts a day. 65,000 of those are subconscious. Subconscious means you don't even know what's happening. Like right now, in the back of my mind, I'm probably thinking about maybe football. And I don't even realize it. Your conscious mind is what you are aware of. So I'm aware that I am recording a video right now. I know that. That's the conscious, subconscious, you don't know what's going on. So the way this works is think about your conscious, like having thoughts. So for example, I'm going to move my hand forward. All right, it's a conscious thought. And then you also have conscious input. So I guess conscious input / input leads to thoughts. I'm going to do that. So input could be something like going on TikTok, watching videos, going on YouTube, watching videos, Instagram, reading, news, all this different stuff. That is all, I almost dropped my pen. That is all input. Now what happens is this input, you think about the input, you process it, and then it gets to your subconscious mind. I put 50x in the middle. Probably should be. It's just like that. Okay, the thought goes to your subconscious. So you don't realize it's going back there. It's like, your car's like, hey, bro. Yeah, we just watched a video of Ava Adams' Mommy Milkers. So here you go. And it's like, you're feeding information. Like, okay. And then what it does here is it 50x's the thoughts. So like, it repeats them. Because remember, there's layer thinking. Your brain automatically does it. So you say, God is good. What are you thinking about when you say God is good? You're thinking about God. So then you think about Jesus. Like in the back of your mind, you're thinking about Jesus. You're thinking about, the resurrection. You're thinking about, if you know about theology, you're thinking about a bunch of theological things. In the back of your mind, it 50x's, it multiplies, it grows. It's like a seed. All right, and it grows into a big plant. Now, these will lead to more thoughts. And these type of thoughts that 50x in your mind turn into beliefs. All right, if you think about something enough in here, you'll start believing it. And your beliefs will shape your actions. So, for example, it's like a loop. This is how habits are built. You believe in habits being built, right? This is how habits are built. You think, oh, well, Ava Adams, oh my God, Ava Adams. That gets processed in your mind. And they're like, then randomly, you just pops into your head. Like, you ever had random thoughts? This is where they come from. You have a random thought, oh, maybe I should go do that right now. Maybe I should go watch those Mommy Milkers. And then you go do it again. And then repeat. That's why these things happen to you. So think about what you're inputting into your mind. This is the content you consume. This is the stuff you say about yourself. So if you say, I am a loser, let's get the pet out. I am a loser. That gets 50x. You think about all the stuff you did was terrible. And then all you're thinking about is you being a loser. So guess what? You're going to act like a loser. All right? And same thing with watching a bunch of crap content. I mean, imagine all the crap you put in your mind when you're on TikTok. Oh, skipping a toilet. Oh my God, look, Drake posted a new album. Oh my, Playboy Cardi. Oh my God. That's how most people live their lives. They have a bunch of useless crap in their mind. They input a bunch of useless crap, then their subconscious full of useless crap, and then they think about useless crap, and then they do useless crap. It's neat. It's not rocket science. It's very simple. And what I want you to understand is that there's a certain time and place where you might think, okay, you know what? It's time to work out. It's time to do something important. I mean, put that line there. It's time to do something important. I'm going to start a business. I want to do these different things. That's your conscious mind going, hey, bro. So, listen, I want to start a business and I want to start working out. What can you do for me? And your subconscious mind is like a big gallery, it's like a library of all your thoughts. And remember, you input the thoughts. So it's like, Oh, okay, let me check up on that for you. And then it goes to those thoughts. See skibbity toilet, you calling yourself a loser, looking in the mirror, seeing your fat belly, seeing your bank account with no money in it. And it's like, you asked if work out and like money? It's like, oh, yeah, that would be cool. I want muscles. I want like a bigger bank account. I don't think we can do that. Maybe video games. And it's like, oh yeah, okay, video games. Then you play video games. That's literally how it works. It's not even that complicated. You know, this mind's always seen this enigmatic thing where it's like, how does this work? It's not rocket science, bro. This is how it works. If you have any kind of personal experience that you can call back on, you'll see that this is a pretty good representation of it. So the first way to brainwash, there's multiple different ways. The way I'm about to teach you after this one, the best. Second or third best. I'm going to teach you three. This is the first one. Input different types of content. So let's say if you want to start working out, input videos of people working out. Input thoughts of you working out. Because then it's going to 50x in your mind. You're thinking about working out, 50x in your mind. And then you're thinking working out, and then eventually it'll start becoming a regular thought and then it'll become an action. Of course, it'll help if you actually work out as well. You might have to brute force that a little bit, but eventually over time, the thought pattern is just going to levitate towards working out. Now, the other way is thinking with emotional charge. So when you think about your feelings like fire, that's emotion, feeling, and water like thought. So what happens when you have a really hot fire, like this is really feeling something, high feeling. It could be negative, could be positive feeling, but the point is you feel, you have emotion. Then you think, what happens when you have a really hot fire and water in a pan? It boils, creates steam, creates vapor. Now, what you want to think about this vapor is like this really sticky thing that will stick to your mind, that will stick to your subconscious. And remember, your identity is really just what you think about yourself. Your subconscious is doing 95% of the thinking. So this is really just going straight to your identity. This is shaping your identity. So this is why, for example, the hub, I already talked about Ava Adams a bunch. Let's do Victoria Cakes. I'm crushing. Okay, you're watching that. A little nasty. What happens when you're doing that? Like, oh my God. Oh. It's high emotion. It's high feeling. You're thinking about what you're watching. So guess what? You're going to go do it over and over again because this is becoming a part of your identity. The vapor that comes from this is sticky. It sticks to your mind. Okay? Remember I said it's a 50x multiplier on thoughts. It goes up or down depending on emotional charge. So if you don't care about something, you think, oh yeah, so there's this cloth. That's like a 5x multiplier. But when you're doing this, you're like, bro, that is like 150x. That is going to stick to your mind. And then your mind makes up your thoughts. What you think about yourself is what your identity is, thinking. So your identity is going to be made up of that. So you keep doing it over and over again because the identity has the association with the explicit content. So then the rays that come out of that is you watching explicit content. But this goes both ways. So if you get the emotion, the feeling up, like, okay, feeling not good, get the feeling up and envision yourself being where you want to be. Remember I told you earlier, see where you actually want to be and envision yourself being that. Surely you'll get happy. I mean, you should get happy if you aren't completely depressed. Yeah, me in that position now, that would be great. I would love that. And you're thinking about it, you're feeling it, that will stick to your mind. You keep doing that over and over again, it will stick more and more and more, and then that will start becoming a part of your identity. Your part of your identity will be the guy who works out, will be the guy who makes money, will be the guy who has girls that likes him. And then it will just happen. Because it's a ray coming from the sun. You can't separate the two. If you think you're a winner, of course you're going to be a winner. It just comes straight out. That's how it works. You don't need discipline. You don't need to push the boulder uphill like, I'm trying to work out. It's so hard. No. Focus on identity. Focus on the want. Focus on the assumption. And then it's just like tapping a ball down the hill. You want to do it. It's easy. Now, you also have to understand this is not only sticky, but there's also this action. So let's say you are going to go work out. Feel the workout. Feel yourself being jacked. Like, yeah, that would be awesome. And then think about you being jacked. And then that steam is not only going to stick to your mind, but it's also going to help you do action. Now, the third way to brainwash is acting it out. So I said earlier, one of God's names is, I did say it earlier, I think I did, is I am, not I will. Because the future doesn't really matter. I will is a future tense, present tense, I am. And you can't be stuck in a position saying I will make money, because what are you saying about now? You are making money. And this I will keep getting pushed back and back. So guess what? When you piss, I want you to think, oh yeah, I'm the best version of myself. I'm the winner. I'm the man. Think about that. And you may think, oh, that's weird. No, why would I piss like that? I guarantee you've been pissing wrong your whole entire life, because you're gonna listen to me, okay? You better have been taking notes. You better like this video, because you've been shocked so far. If you haven't been, you're lying. If you say you haven't been, you're lying. But you take a piss, okay? And you start thinking, I'm a winner. How would the winner version of me, how would the best version of myself piss? Then you go piss. Then you're like, bro, I guarantee you're going to be like, bro, I've been pissing wrong the whole life. Because you realize you're going to think differently. You're going to stand differently. You're going to aim in the toilet differently. Everything will be different. Wash your hands differently. Like, that's what life could be. Like, whoa, this is what life could be? I've been living life wrong the whole time. And of course, this applies to every other thing. Work out like your ideal self. Make videos, if you make videos, like your ideal self. Run your business like your ideal self. Do everything the way your ideal self would. Now, obviously, there's going to be certain times when you're going to mess up, because we're humans, we're flesh-bound, we can't be perfect. So if you slip up, I want you to take a magic pill. And this magic pill is not doing this, because this is what most people do. They're like, oh man, I couldn't stop myself from doing it to Autumn Falls. Oh my God, no, this is so bad. And as you can tell, I used to be quite the gooner. That's such a funny phrase. I used to be quite the goon. Later, he's like, Autumn Falls, why did I do that? I shouldn't have done that. That's a high emotional state. And you're thinking about Autumn Falls. Guess what you're going to do? You're just going to go back. Because you don't build on negatives. You don't say, you know what, I will not watch explicit content anymore. I will not watch explicit content anymore. Because when you say, I will not watch explicit content anymore, what are you thinking about? Explicit content. And you're charging with emotion. You are screwing yourself. Okay? Just take a magic pill. Repent if you need to. And then take a magic pill. That didn't happen. I'm all good. And then think about your ideal self. Your ideal self would just move on. Like, oh, whatever. Did happen. You move on and you keep being a G. That is how you brainwash yourself. And that is, in a whole, make doing things that are hard easy. And start love. You start loving the process, loving doing it. For more help, join the Discord, follow me on Instagram, like all my videos, subscribe, all these different things, and check out this other video. So damn good at this.